That's what lead is, it's poison.
Unfortunately, the burden of proof is not on the company to tell you that this chemical we're using is safe, but actually on the public to determine that it's not safe.
Our nation's chemical policy is fundamentally broken.
Sometimes I feel like in the fight we never have the capacity to do all the work that needs to be done.
The dirty secret of flame retardants is that they actually provide no benefit.
We are brainwashed to consume, to purchase product that can be harmful to us. Yes, it is shocking to know.
It's not fair that people are exposed to toxic chemicals and their kids get cancer, or they can't have a healthy baby. It's not fair that corporations are complicit in those events and they do it so that they can make money. So I felt like I had no choice, because I wasn't creating the change I wanted to change in government, to quit my job. Frankly, I maxed out my credit cards and I started CEH to address those problems.
For an environmental organization to be working directly with communities of color, with low-income communities, with communities that are most impacted by the toxins and the chemicals and all the other things that CEH is trying to get out of our environment, that makes a huge difference to me. So we need more of that. CEH is really a leader in terms of a new kind of environmentalism I think needs to happen in this country.
It's been really important to us, and we've been communicating to regulators that you have to take into account vulnerable populations as you're making those decisions. And vulnerable populations means children, it means fence-line communities who are exposed to multiple stressors, and quite frankly, if the most vulnerable are protected, then we're all protected.
What CEH has done is to identify places and products that contain lead that you could just never imagine would have lead in them, like children's jewelry and candy, things that are intended to be played with or ingested. And for those to have lead is really egregious.
I mean, lead is a horrible toxin, neurotoxin.
So it affects the nervous system, it affects cognitive ability, and especially children who are exposed to lead.
It's clear if we deal with it that we can stop things like reducing children's IQ, stealing their ability to have a future, making sure that their parents can grow up without the worry of their child being left behind in school or being stigmatized for that.
CEH has taken the role of identifying products that they thought could contain lead, doing the science behind it to make an assessment, and then to work with the manufacturers to remove the lead.
But we also had a group of the biggest retailers in the country. We had Nordstrom's, Macy's, Sears, Kmart, and through pressure on the retailers, we were able to get them to implement requirements that all the costume jewelry they purchase be lead-free.
CEH's involvement with fracking in New York was to, one, really expose some of the public health challenges that are besetting particularly vulnerable communities. And by vulnerable here, I'm really expanding our definition to include low-income folks in rural areas of New York, because many of those folks don't have access to good health care. And when they do have access to health care, it means that they are often discovering late in some instances that the emissions from whether it's fracking or the oil and gas industry in some instances has really jeopardized their health.
And in fact, that's actually what won the day. So Governor Cuomo took the decision out of his office, out of the Department of Environmental Conservation's office, and handed it to the health commissioner. And on that day, when the health commissioner announced that they were going to ban fracking in New York, they held up one of the studies that CEH worked on, the peer-reviewed studies, and said, I don't want any children next to this dangerous practice.
That story over and over again about CEH and not being afraid to take on some of the biggest, baddest actors out there is the story of CEH.
the flame retardant industries approached California and said you should put these chemicals in furniture, in clothing, in walls, different things. And now we can find flame retardants in people all over the planet.
These chemicals, we are exposed to them on a daily basis, just like the general population is, in our homes, in our workplaces. But when we go into a building that's on fire, these chemicals off-gas toxic furans and dioxins, cancer-causing chemicals that is had and is causing a major epidemic of cancer in our profession. In San Francisco, we're close to 1 in 2 firefighters contracting some form of cancer.
CEH pledge on flame retardants is for purchasers who are buying furniture and other products to make a commitment that says we will inform our suppliers and manufacturers who don't want toxic flame retardants and other dangerous chemicals in the products, and that we will show a preference for purchasing products that meet those safer standards.
We happily signed the pledge because we think that it makes a powerful statement in the future of safer products.
When CEH found out that Pepsi and Coke, two of the biggest brands in the world, were using a cancer-causing chemical in their caramel color for their sodas, CEH stepped into action. CEH, as it does, it goes out and finds the data, builds an incredible body of evidence based on its science and scientists here in the organization as well, and presents it to the companies and says, you know, we know that you're doing this and we need you to stop.
I think if some of the defendants who we sue knew how small CEH was, they would be shocked.
It's an organization that understands that by itself, it can't create the change in the world that we need.
It's an organization that is really focused and is determined to bring results, and you see results. And those results are empowering.
We need somebody in the front line out there that's protecting all of us.
I love CEH, first of all, because of the people there. They are so dedicated, so smart.
They have an amazing vision and have acted successfully on that vision for 2 decades.
I feel the CEH is a champion for everyone's well-being. Yes, I do.
I love CEH because they indeed are serious warriors for a cause. I love CEH because they are about family.